Mark Podcast.
Shrimp on the barbie. Shrimp on the barbie. Do you respect that? That's corruption. I could make a fake snake.
You not pee in the pool. You not pee
on the barbie. All of myself is clean.
Broadcasting while hanging from the rafters of Climate Pledge Arena. Take it away, MarkBot 5000.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true. This is not your Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. But if there was a Robot Olympics, you better believe that your homeboy MarkBot 5000 would be taking home the gold medal for slanging that robot. Schlong. Welcome to the Hard Mark Podcast, a show where Eric Donaldson, wrestling fan and friend to humans and animals alike of over 30 years, introduces one match per show to his stinky little friend, who has never watched wrestling. They talk about the backstory. They watch the match, and then they rank that match on their ever-expanding list. And one of these guys podcasted with two broken freaking heels. The purpose of the show is to see what happens when someone that's never watched wrestling is introduced to its most notable matches. And let's bring out the star of the show, a man that needs to fall low. My three eyes of intensity, integrity, and intelligence, but he may have added a fourth eye. Impotence. Flying Ryan Murphy.
Is that it? That's how you're at?
Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, thanks, Crispin Hickenbottom and the Imagineering team down in the Hard Mark Labs.
Usually there's a little bit of run-on, you know.
That was a short and sweet one, just accusing you of being impotent, which I know is not the case.
He's hanging from the rafters, of Climate Pledge Arena.
Clearly, yeah.
Keep you up there forever, yeah.
And I'll say, just to dispute the claims made by MarkBot, I think some erroneous algorithms may have been in place there. I know for a fact Ryan is not impotent. We did share a bed in Las Vegas. We did spoon a bit. I definitely felt morning wood at one point in time, so I know that hog is at least 75% functional.
That's even nicer than what MarkBot could have said. That's perfect. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Yeah.
Gentle lover, Ryan Murphy. so Ryanie Bear. Yeah. That's what he likes it when I call him when we're sharing a bed. Let's head back to the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation, not the World Wildlife Fund. Vince McMahon's playground, and let's revisit a gentleman that we have not seen in a smidge, Mick Foley, a.k.a. Cactus Jack, a.k.a. Mankind, a.k.a. a friend of the show, a man who notably supplied us with a gracious cameo where he provided some much-needed advice for our injury-prone co-host here.
I didn't realize he had all these different personas. And I feel like I've been on this podcast long enough to maybe I should have.
Uh-huh.
Or is this a thing that's...
Well, I mean, we saw our big deathmatch spectacular for episode 30 was Cactus Jack.
Yes. Right.
And then we made a big to-do about now he's with the WWF, but he's not Cactus Jack anymore. Now he's Mankind.
Yes, we did. So I
So it has been a bit, and again, Mick Foley, he was the gentleman that we got the cameo from. He gave you some very worldly advice. He apparently stepped out of a window as dressed as Santa Claus one year and almost fractured his own heel. But since the last time we saw Mick, he was taking on Shawn Michaels. That was 25 episodes ago, so it's been a little while. That match against Shawn currently occupies a place in our fucking amazing section of our list. It is currently the fourth greatest match of all time, according to Flying Ryan. So that match was the first time that we had actually seen Mick under his new persona in the WWF, Mankind. Famously, and this is something we talked about before, but I'll refresh your memory, Ryan. Famously, Vince McMahon never wanted to hire Mick. He claimed that he looked sleazy during his time wrestling as Cactus Jack. In fact, one of the conditions of hiring Foley was that his face was to be covered up with a leather Hannibal Lecter-style mask. But over time, Mick Foley won both Vince McMahon and the fans over with his tenacity, his grit, and his willingness to sacrifice his body. Foley, who had originally been a courtesy hire for some of the higher-ups within the company, had now become a featured star on WWF television. And so, one day, as Mick was casually having a conversation backstage about his past exploits and the background of his decision to begin training as a professional wrestler, one of those higher-ups happened to be eavesdropping on that discussion. And after the conversation had finished, that person went straight to Vince McMahon and told him that Mick's real-life story was far more compelling than any fictionalized backstory that the WWF could come up with. And with that, the decision was made that a series of sit-down interviews would be played on TV, giving fans insight into Mick's history. Now, the original pitch is that Foley would be out of character for these. However, Mick wanted to tell his real story, but through the lens of the deranged Mankind persona. This was agreed to, and in June of 1997, this interview aired in 4 parts. So we're going to take a peek at that now. We'll play some of the audio for the Markomaniacs here. And I try to do this sparingly, but I recommend everyone listening to this, if you have any interest whatsoever, I strongly encourage you to check these out. I think this series of Mankind interviews are among the best things ever in wrestling. So I'm going to play some of the audio here. It's not going to do it all justice. So if you're curious, do yourself a favor. You can find all this on YouTube, but we'll cherry pick some of the best moments of that.
Mick Foley wasn't like the other boys. He embraced physical pain as friend and companion.
I was 8 years old at Minnesota Elementary School playing a game of kill the guy with the ball. And in chasing one of the other students, I made a leap for his legs, and the back of his foot kicked me in the lip. And I didn't know what happened. I knew it hurt Jimmy. I knew it hurt bad. But all of a sudden, people started looking at me in a different way, like there was something wrong with me. And my Chicago Bears white sweatshirt had suddenly turned red. And children were running from me, scared. I was bleeding. I was in pain. And I was loving it, because I felt like I'd finally found something in my life that I could do better than everybody else. Handle pain. Other people in their cliques, they would gang up on me because I was different, because I acted different, looked different. Bending down in athletic class doing my hurdler stretch, and there was a bombardment of worms being thrown at me. So what do you do to retaliate? You throw the worm back at 7 or 8 people? It's not the fact they were hurting me, they were wounding my pride. They were looking at me like I was garbage. So I picked up the largest specimen, Jimmy, and I sucked it down to show them that their attempts to hurt my pride would not be successful. I thought, Jimmy, that I'd shown them. But then, sure enough, the story became exaggerated, as everything in life does, and it no longer became, well, Mickey Foley ate one worm because some kids were picking on him. It became, Mickey Foley eats a plate full of worms every day. Do you think I got many dates after that, Jimmy?
Probably not.
Do you think girls wanted to kiss a boy who had worms on his breast? I'm a good kisser, but I never got the chance to show it. What am I going to practice on myself, Jimmy? I never had the chance to show the world that I could love and could be loved.
That's when Mickey Foley developed an alter ego, a superstar with the athleticism of Jimmy Snuka and the sex appeal he so desperately wanted in high school.
I made a movie when I was 18 about myself where I was a wrestler. So in my movie, I was not Mick Foley. I sure as hell wasn't Mankind. I was Dude Love.
Every weekend for the next 2 years, Mick traveled 800 miles round trip, eating and sleeping in the back seat of his '79 Ford Fairmont, still hoping to realize his dream.
I knew I wasn't ready to be Dude Love yet. Never wanted to be Cactus Jack. I figured that, by golly, as soon as I get the ability, that I'll get that heart-shaped tattoo on my chest. I'll put those earrings in, and I'm going to get the girls. Cactus Jack was supposed to be around for 3 months. He stayed for 11 years. every time I put on the mandible claw, in my mind, that's Vince McMahon, and I'm saying, why didn't you take me when I was good? Why didn't you take me when I was young?
All right, so we just heard a little bit of that audio. So Ryan, you had the privilege of watching those videos earlier today. What did you think?
So, well, first of all, I watched it and I thought it was very Daylight NBC. I thought Keith Morrison should have been doing this, and then I started like hopping into the comments, and they were saying this, and I
never asked you to do that.
Well, I wasn't sure, like, because like the top comments were like, this is part of like wrestling history, and I think this is like so important and so well done, and it's probably like one of the best things that has come out. And like, and I was gonna bring it up. I was gonna be like, is that? I mean, YouTube comments can get a little crazy, like
sure, you
can hear any song and they're like the best song in the world, like But I wanted to know, like, is that true? Like, is this like really? I mean, I thought it was interesting, like I watched all. I was engaged, but like as a wrestling fan, was it like? Because it was crazy. It was a really wild, like, the mask and everything that like was a part of that, and his like they kept showing his childhood and like clips of him like doing like it all kind of came to me. But I didn't know if this was like almost like some sort of like spoof because it seems so ridiculous, like like what was going on, or like was this really like for wrestling, was it like big at the time, like were people like was it important?
It was very important. So like they had done something that was very similar a few months prior. Like, do you remember Gold Dust? We've seen Gold Dust a couple of times now. He's all painted head to toe gold. Like he wears a wig to the ring, that sort of thing. They had done a very similar sit down interview with Gold Dust, but the difference was when they did the Gold Dust one, he was completely out of character. So he was just like this Texan talking about like his life experience and like being the son of Dusty Rhodes and stuff like that. And so then, and like it was pretty well received overall. And like it did lead to kind of some changes within the Goldust character. And so then they were like, okay, well, how can we take the same format and use it with like somebody else? And then Mankind became kind of the next subject of it. Mick felt that the Mankind character was going so well and he was getting so comfortable with playing that persona that he didn't want to just drop the guise of like, oh, well, I'm really this, but then I'm playing this on TV. He wanted to like merge the two and kind of have this blending of them. And so just about everything that he said in those interviews was 100% real, but framed through the lens of this character of Mankind.
So that was another question, like how like true was like the backstory of his like childhood and how he got into wrestling, and then merging into the character he was playing during the interview, like how true, like which made it like pretty like interesting. Like that was the like that's but I didn't know like how much of this was just like was being played off, or so that was his like kind of his introduction to wrestling, how he got in, but with his character being like the end. Yes.
The wrestling tape that they showed of him portraying this character, Dude Love, was really what got him into like somebody accepting him into a pro wrestling school, and then he started like he was driving hours and sleeping in his car and doing all this crazy shit to like make it as a pro wrestler. And so again,
Madison Square Garden by himself.
Madison Square Garden, which fun fact. So that when they talk about the dive that Jimmy Snuka made off the top of the cage. The date on that, October 17th, 1983, that is my exact birthday. That is the actual day I was born. So I've always felt a bit of a kinship with Mick Foley for that reason. Yeah. But I would say, from a performance standpoint, that whole thing, I would put Mick Foley's acting during that interview up against like just about any movie I've ever seen, which sounds like ridiculous to say out loud, but it's so fucking good. Like it's like if you watch it, it's like he is that character. Like that's just him. Yeah. And like especially if you sit back and you think like none of that he said was scripted. The only thing that they planned in advance was that Mankind was going to attack Jim Ross at the end. Yeah. They knew that was going to happen, but none of this was like dialogue that he had written down or anything. It was just literally like Jim Ross asking him a question and him answering that question as the character Mankind about his real life history. So just amazing, amazing stuff. I think it came off even better with the decision to tell his story as Mankind. There were certain details that were sprinkled in there that were not true. Like he mentioned at one point in time that he doesn't believe in doctors. That was in character. That was like the Mankind character saying, I don't believe in doctors. I believe in the body's ability to heal itself.
But the worms.
That I believe was a real story. Yes. I think he wrote about that in his autobiography about how he was, felt like these kids were picking on him. And so he's going to, show them by eating a worm. That type of thing. But yeah, like really, really fucking good stuff. Again, I don't know how it came across to you here in the lens of 2022, but like I probably watch those every like couple years. Like every time somebody will post a clip from it and we're like, well, now I have to watch the whole thing. I remember watching those videos as a little kid, not a little kid, but as a teen. And those interviews are on the short list of things that I have sat my wife down and forced her to watch with me because I think that they're that good. So as I was at Home Depot earlier today, swearing to myself and hating my life, I did a little bit of thinking, Ryan, about why these interviews have continued to resonate with me all these years later. So if I psychoanalyze myself a little bit here, there were guys around this time frame that a teenager would want to be like you would see them on TV and you'd be like, oh man, that guy's so cool, I wish I was like him. So it's not like a stretch that you would see like a Sting or a Steve Austin or The Rock and you'd want to be like them. But Mankind was different. Mankind represented a lot of the same things that I was feeling as like a 13-year-old boy. So like, to give you an example, one moment that I've always remembered, it's always stuck with me. In junior high, there was a girl that approached me. I think it was like 8th grade. And I knew she was awful. We didn't really know each other, but I knew enough about her to know she was a bitch. But she went up to me. And she asked me if I wanted to go to whatever dance was coming up that calendar, like homecoming, or I don't even know if homecoming's a thing in junior high, but whatever dance was happening, she asked me if I would go with her, which I wasn't interested. But before I could say anything, she immediately responded with, oh, wait, no, you're ugly.
Oh.
And then she walked away.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah. And so as this kid with thick glasses, braces, acne, I was already very self-conscious. And so even though she wasn't somebody whose opinion I put any value in, that moment still hurt. And while Steve Austin was somebody that wrestling fans wanted to be, I think Mankind was probably a lot closer to how people actually felt. And so like that resonated.
No, and that came off in the video like pretty clearly, that whole aspect of it.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Like,
which is, yeah.
And most wrestling fans, believe it or not, are not the quarterback on the football team. If you can buy that, most of them are.
It's hard for me to like picture that, but sure, if you say so, like,
right.
Yeah.
But back to our story. As a result of those interviews, a curious thing happened. The fans began to cheer Mankind. The interviews, whether intentional or not, and by Mick's own account, it sounds like they were not necessarily designed or planned to be this way. It started giving fans sympathy for his character and made him more relatable in their eyes. Another important development, which Ryan, you already mentioned a little bit, another important development from these interviews was the revelation around Mick's childhood wrestling persona, Dude Love. So with as well received as those videos were, Vince McMahon wanted to capitalize on that goodwill. And so around this same time that these videos were airing, because it was chopped up into 4 different pieces, each piece would air at a different week. So you weren't getting it all at once. You were getting it over the course of like a month or so. And during the live show while all this was happening, Mankind had been unsuccessfully petitioning Stone Cold Steve Austin to form a tag team with him to combat the evil Canadian Heart Foundation. Austin, for his part, had repeatedly and violently rebuffed Mankind's advances, doling out several Stone Cold Stunners over the previous weeks to emphasize his lack of interest in teaming with Foley. However, during one match in particular, where Austin found himself defending the tag team championships all by himself, an unlikely ally would emerge to supply some support to Stone Cold. So this is not going to be the match that we watch here, Ryan, but we just have to watch a little snippet of this.
Steve-O, looks like you could use a little help, my man, like maybe a tag team partner. What's the matter? Don't you recognize me? Now, I don't blame you for not teaming up with that mutilated freak Mankind, but you never said nothing about teaming up with the hippest cat in the land. Steve-O, baby, it's me, Dude Love, and I am coming to save the day. Oh, have mercy.
Oh, see?
There you go. Yeah,
it all comes together.
Yeah.
And look at this. Austin gives him the pout. Austin gives him the pout. And now Austin is going to shake Dude Love's hand.
And so, with that event, Mick Foley found himself with two alter egos in the WWF, the strange Mankind and the sex symbol Dude Love. Fresh after this revelation, Foley would actually use both of these personalities in an ongoing war with Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the Connecticut blue blood that we've seen a few times palling around with Shawn Michaels. We also saw him in the ring for the very first time during the debut of The Rock, just a couple of short episodes ago. Helmsley had been making Foley's life difficult, especially with the assistance of his female bodyguard, Chyna. After their most recent match in particular, a cage match where Chyna slammed the door on Mankind's head, it became clear that Foley would need to dig deeper into his bag of tricks to overcome the numbers game. And so, in Madison Square Garden, a match was made pitting Hunter Hearst Helmsley against Dude Love in a Falls Count Anywhere match, meaning that you can pin your opponent anywhere in the arena, not just inside of the ring, and that weapons are legal. So this is going to be the final war to settle the score between these men, and so we'll see if Foley has anything up his sleeve to combat Helmsley and Chyna's combined might right here in New York City. And that's our match here today, Ryan. Any questions?
I do have a question.
Okay.
So, back to the interviews. Was the mutilation stuff, like, a part of him growing up, or was that his character, like, play? Because I know he did a lot of it, but was that part of Mick Foley's, like...
You're talking about, like, all the scars and stuff?
Like the fact that he was just willing to get, like, as fucked up as possible. Like, he enjoyed that in the ring, you know? Like, he was...
So I think he felt like a bit of an outcast growing up, and I think what you were kind of getting from that interview, but again, through the lens of this Mankind character, he felt like when he was hurt and people like were giving him all this attention, he wasn't getting that attention ordinarily. So for him, pain and like being hurt and stuff was something that was a way of him getting the attention that he wasn't getting ordinarily.
Okay.
Like he tells a story about his lip bleeding, like he gets kicked in the face, and it's and like everyone's gathered around, like, oh my gosh, like it's bleeding so much. And for him, he's like, oh, that's not that bad. But he was loving the attention of all these people around him, like marveling at his lip being busted open. And so that was kind of what set his trajectory for his whole career.
Got it. Yeah, just wanted to see how that flowed into his character. But yeah, no, okay, that was all.
Yeah. And the story also, just not that this plays into the match or anything, but the story of him getting bumped to first class on the way back home from the King of the Death match, and the lady voluntarily jumps from first class back to coach is also true. Yes. So we watched the match. Again, we were both drunk as fuck, but we watched the match. His whole arm was burning, and he had like skin peeling and flaking off of himself.
Honestly, I'm not sure I'd want to sit next to someone like that either.
Yeah, so
you can't fully blame her as much as it set him off, and he still thinks about it to this day. Like, anyone could have been that person.
He gets off on it. And we love him for it. But to finish things out before we watch the match, Ryan's record as it stands right now, 38-33-1. He is on a 2-match winning streak. He's started to turn the corner, everybody. He's started to turn the corner. Got a 4-1 record in the Big Apple, and he is 16-20. So actually a losing record, which I was surprised to see, but a 16-20 record in WWF matches. So that's kind of a little snapshot of the data here, but we've got Dude Love versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley with China in his corner. Again, this is Falls Count Anywhere. You can pin your opponent anywhere in the building, or actually, well, anywhere. It doesn't even have to be inside the building, technically. But yeah, pin does not have to happen in the ring. No count out. Weapons are legal.
All
right. And with that said, we will take a brief break. We'll watch the match. We'll come back with our thoughts on Dude Love versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Thanks, everybody.
What a rivalry between Dude Love or Mankind, Dude's alter ego. Falls count anywhere, no disqualifications.
I know what you must be thinking. Dude, what are you doing back here when you should be out there kicking some heavy duty booty all over the garden? Well, I believe it's time we had a little rap. Because you see, Falls Count Anywhere, well, that's not exactly my bag, baby. It's not exactly a love thing. But I know somebody, Daddy, whose bag it indeed is. He's my man. He's my main man. You might even say, well, Daddy, he's a kind man. Let's bring him out right now. Mankind, my main mandible umpire, big man. Oh, you're too slow.
Hi, dude. Thanks for having me here.
The pleasure is all mine.
You really are eye candy for the chicks, dude.
That much I know, Daddy, but you gotta tell me about this wacky match. Falls Count Anywhere.
As much as I've dreamed about destroying Hunter Hearst Helmsley,
I know you have.
As many horrible things as I'd like to do to him,
I know you can.
I know someone who dreams about it even more.
Who is it, Manny?
Someone who's willing to do even worse things than I am.
Oh, no. Are you thinking what I think you're thinking?
I think I am thinking what you think I think you're thinking.
Can you bring him out, Manny?
Here he comes.
Where is he?
Cactus Jack!
He's back! Somebody sniped me. I thought he was dead.
He's alive.
Helmsley.
He's alive. It may be the darkest day of your life because it's Madison Square Garden and Mrs. Foley's little boy.
Bye-bye.
Finally home. Bang, bang.
Oh, have mercy.
What in the world? God. Drastic times call for drastic measures. Bang, bang! He's back! Look out! And the 200-pound female bodyguard of Helmsley just knocked Cactus over the rail right into the people. And China really asserting herself in this matchup on Mrs. Foley's baby boy from nearby Long Island. And China just nailed Cactus in a steel chair, and he doesn't like it. Helmsley just ran Cactus from behind, who in turn collided with China. He hit China! China nailed against the ring steps. She looks to be unconscious. And now Helmsley's bringing the table out here. Yeah! Helmsley is going to pedigree. No, he's not! No, he's not! No way! Pile driver, yes! That's a 3 count! Cactus Jack wins it! Cactus Jack has won it!
Here is your winner, Cactus Jack!
Raw is war in Madison Square Garden!
We're back! We just watched Cactus Jack. Well, Dude Love versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley. It turned out Dude Love he was not the competitor in that match. We saw a little brief video interlude before the beginning of the match. Dude Love came on the Titantron and basically said, Falls Count Anywhere, not my thing. but maybe it's somebody else's thing. Mankind then came out. He's like, as much as I'd like to inflict pain and punishment on Hunter Hearst Helmsley, I know somebody who would like to do it even more. And then we see the emergence of the third face of Foley, Cactus Jack, his debut in the WWF. Again, as we referenced in our notes earlier, Vince McMahon claimed Cactus Jack too sleazy for the WWF. Cactus Jack will never wrestle in a WWF ring. Those were Vince McMahon's words, and here we are, Madison Square Garden, the biggest arena in the world, and lo and behold, Cactus Jack is there, bringing out all sorts of plunder and whatnot. What'd you think of the match, Ryan?
I actually really liked it.
Did you? I couldn't tell because, admittedly, I think it was. And I say this infrequently. A lot of the times we watch matches that I think maybe drag a little too long. This one may have been too short.
That's what I liked about it. It was they didn't. I know you're gonna go through it, but they didn't drag it out to be this excessive. It was just a match. Was the match insane? No, at all. The match was just it was there.
There was some impressive stuff that happened in the match, though. There was some impressive points. Like that steel rampway that come down. There was some bumps that were taken on that looked a little burly.
There was some nice shots on that looked. Actually, there was some shots that looked pretty painful. I wouldn't say there was incredible moves or anything. It was mostly slams, quick slams. Brought out some the garbage can aspect of it, loved it. Different varieties of garbage cans.
Yes.
Yeah,
your Rubbermaids.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good hits, but there wasn't anything spectacular in that match. But it seemed more. I hate to say it, a little authentic.
Yeah, he said it. Do you respect the match, Ryan?
Respect the match. I respect the match.
We're getting through all the hits here. Yeah. It's like the Rolling Stones going through and just playing Beast of Burden and all the songs you know and love, Markomaniacs.
Playing it back.
But let's get into the notes, as you mentioned. So Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, I should say. He's not Triple H quite yet. Hunter Hearst Helmsley enters with Chyna holding a chain. Apparently, Chyna, a little too muscular for you, not the type of lady that you normally would go for.
Yeah, no, right off the looks. Like I said, I'm a little shallow here these days, but I had to swipe left on her real quick.
I could see you in a sub. I could see you as a sub to her dom.
I mean, I'm not saying that wouldn't be hot, don't get me wrong, right. I'm not, but if I'm just going straight looks, can I handle this? It's not for me.
Right.
But sure, if you want to throw that dynamic in, you want her to get a little rowdy with me.
A little bit of death by snoo. I think that could be good for you.
Yeah.
Break off a piece of that, break your dick off with some Amazon snoo. I can think of worse ways to go out. But we see a very brief interview with the host of Up All Night, Rhonda Shear. Jerry Lawler attempts to do one interview, his mic doesn't work, and then they give him a new mic and he tries it again. That was cool.
Let her toss me around for a little bit,
I was recently re-listening to maybe my favorite episode we've ever done of this show, the debut of The Rock. And how Sunny was on there, the most downloaded woman of 1996, mind you. And Sunny, you could, as we mentioned on the show, you could transport to 2022, 2023, as it almost is, and a knockout regardless of year. I don't know that you could make the same claim of
she's she's a little more like Pamela Anderson, ish.
Yeah.
That style. But that style had its place. I'm not shitting on that style. That style had its place in time. Maybe you can't transport it, but it was there. It was real.
The only thing she teases more than men is that hair.
Who?
Rhonda Shear.
Pamela Anderson? Oh, yeah. I mean, but it just fit the style. I'm totally into that. She's
you do like older ladies. We've established that. That's my favorite late era Ryan reoccurring bit is that Ryan likes older women. So hey, if anybody knows anybody, if anyone's mother is recently single, send them Ryan's way. The Three Faces of Foley interview plays. Any thoughts on the reveal of Cactus Jack? Did you expect that to be happening? Any thoughts?
Well, I thought it was Dude Love.
So yeah, it was Dude Love, then Mankind. Yeah. They're both sitting in chairs, and then Cactus Jack emerges.
Yep. So, how do they just put different people in those characters? Like, or is it, I assume that's what they...
No, it was him as all three, but you can do it where...
Is that what they were doing? Was it camera work?
Yeah, it was just fancy editing and camera work. Yes, it was in
Mick 1997?
Foley. Yes. Very rudimentary. The one thing that they couldn't do live, so Mick, also emblematic of Mick Foley and his priority level, Mick was like, we have to high five. And the main editor was like, well, you can't high five. It won't work that way. And so then eventually they came to the agreement that they would be able to high five, but they'd have to do it off screen. So if you notice, when Dude Love goes for the high five, he puts his hand off camera, so it's like up above the shot. And so Mankind reaches, they have a superimposed clap sound effect, and then when he goes for the low five, then he moves his hand too slow. So, but yeah, it's Mick Foley is all characters.
Touch, yeah.
But if you notice, if you're rewatching it, the audio is a little bit disjointed. Like you can tell, he's just kind of waiting for the time. Like, okay, that sentence should be done now. I'll jump in on it. So it's not like a organic conversation. But yes, it was Mick Foley as all three parts.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Classic 19. I mean, that was like Jurassic Park level of CG.
Oh yeah, I'm wondering if it just would have been easier to put three different guys. You probably find them that look close enough. The camera, it wasn't like the camera was that close into their face.
I think fans would have still picked up on it wasn't Mick Foley as all three, but who knows? You don't know. But yes, Cactus Jack is announced to be the surprise opponent of Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He emerges, he throws out, and before he even shows up, you see all these garbage cans, a broom, all this stuff come from backstage, and then Cactus emerges from behind the curtain. Hunter tries to cut him off on the rampway, but he gets a trash can to the face for his trouble, which was a reoccurring theme. I know you said, so if you had the choice of whether you would take a kendo stick or a trash can, you would pick trash can. Is that correct?
Like a trash can.
I think
I almost feel like it'd be a little rewarding, just right. I don't know. There's something about that trash can. That just hit.
There's the satisfaction of if you see a dent in the trash can, you're like, I did that. Like the kendo stick, you don't get that immediate satisfaction because it remains the same while your body has changed around the kendo stick.
Even with the chair, you don't get that same satisfaction. I love the chair.
I've seen chairs dent on people's heads before, so that can also.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But you don't the same level as a trash can, it has to be that aluminum trash, that old school aluminum trash can, know.
I agree. I agree with that. Cactus, he tosses Hunter into the ring post. He starts tearing up the protective mats, which I remember we saw the very first time we ever saw somebody tear the mats off the ground was in the very first match on this podcast. I remember we saw, I think it was Andre the Giant doing that, and I remember you were so confused about it the first time that we saw it. So, yeah, still so fun to me to think back to those days, those simpler days.
Well, they landed. I think the first hit was right into the empty space. I don't remember if the first match did that.
No, not really. No, it wasn't great execution in the Andre versus Hulk Hogan match. But yeah, this one, Cactus Jack did a neck breaker on the exposed area of the floor without the mats there. No. But it's not too long before they start brawling outside. Hunter is literally running away from Cactus Jack. China cheap shots, she kind of surprises Cactus, clotheslines him outside, and then throws him over the guardrail, and we've got some brawling out into the fans. There was even a body slam out into the hallway of the arena, which I'm sure that wasn't especially pleasant for old Cactus Jack. But Hunter walks back towards the arena. He kind of goes to check on Cactus, and Cactus shows up with a fire extinguisher, which I don't know how. I do have a fire extinguisher in my home. I should probably get a new one. As it turns out,
you should use it though when you get a new one. I've never used a fire extinguisher, and I'd love to see what that's like.
Either.
Yeah, if you're gonna get a new one, maybe just hit that old one, see what it's like.
What, on myself?
Well, no, like, you just do anything. Like, you just spray in the driveway.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were getting at you would volunteer to take a fire extinguisher to the face.
No. Which is,
I don't know. You volunteer to do dumb shit a lot, so like I thought maybe I could luck out.
We had fire extinguisher training at work the other day, and they play the video and like they can't figure it out, and so maybe like a little practice on the. You just basically pull a pin, right? Like.
I mean, I think you do. So when you say work the other day, are you talking about your new job?
No, I could have won. Yeah, could we work from home?
Okay. I was like, what the fuck are they giving you fire?
Your laptop catches on fire.
Okay, so before you left your previous job, okay, I understand now. I was like, is this part of the opening modules? Like, hey, if there's a fire in your work from home situation, here's how you address it. So one thing I thought was interesting, and probably one thing that they didn't like so much. So Cactus Jack throws Hunter into the guardrail, and the whole guardrail just comes down. Like they're both basically laying all over it. The fans were like surprisingly docile. Like nobody got fucking crazy and started like storming the ring or anything like that. But
those wrestling fans are well behaved.
They were.
Like, they're more well-behaved than I think any group of fans out there. Like, wrestling fans are surprisingly well-behaved. Like,
I've thought about this. Eventually, I will specifically point out a match where somebody storms the ring. It doesn't happen that often. Maybe, like, once a year or so.
Well, what about, like, I mean, what you see in other events, a lot of, like, streakers, You don't see that in wrestling matches.
I've never seen a streaker. I've never, ever seen a streaker.
I'm just saying, you got to give respect where respect's due. Like, these guys go to the match, and they're there for the match. Like, they're not fucking around.
That's
like,
true.
Maybe they like to touch and, like, get involved with it, but, like, they're very well behaved. Like,
let's see, in wrestling, the only things that I've ever seen for somebody, like, jumping the guardrail, either they're going to, like, help the wrestler that they like, or like and attack the wrestler they don't like by proxy, or they're going to like celebrate with the wrestler they like.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I think they carry all of their energy within their signs. That's I think how they get it out. And
yes.
What so you got it,
I've seen many fans get their fucking shit kicked in bad.
Like a wrestle, like when they're in the
yes. So, like, if a wrestler sees it happening, what'll happen is, so when you're in the ring, you have the advantage because if, like, the only options of people getting in the ring is that they have to either roll under the rope or they have to, like, go through the ropes. That's, like, a situation where you have to, like, coordinate your body through that situation. That gives the wrestler time. If they see you, they're going to jump all over you and beat the fuck. I've seen referees beat the fuck out of people before. Macho Man Randy Savage, if any time he saw a fucking fan run in, he would beat the ever-loving shit out of them. He would go fucking ape shit, and it was always entertaining for me to see that. But eventually we'll watch a match where that happens. Didn't happen in this match, because again, very well-mannered Madison Square Garden fans. Where did we leave off here? So, yeah, Hunter gets thrown into the turnbuckle. He takes a big bump over the top. Cactus leaps from the second rope. He misses. He's trying to crash on top of Hunter Hearst Helmsley, but he crashes on top of the, what is it called here? The trash can. And he basically crushes the trash can under his weight. Chyna then throws Cactus Jack into the steps. We've got a little commercial break, which I know you were surprised about. But yeah, commercial breaks can happen whenever. Most of the time they happen between the matches, but a lot of times if it's a longer match, they'll happen right in the middle of shit.
Well, it's not that long of a match.
No, it really wasn't. Yeah, to break it up with a commercial, I don't disagree. When we come back from that, Hunter is working Cactus Jack over with a broom. Got a neck breaker on the rope. The part that, of all the, sometimes the things that you don't like always make me laugh and I'm intrigued by. The thing that you hated most in this match, not that you disliked it that much, but you did claim it was the weakest thing you'd ever seen, which I disagree that this is the weakest thing you've ever seen. But Chyna's basically hoisting Cactus Jack back up on top of the ring apron to get him back into the ring.
It's just a terrible look. she had been like clotheslining him and like being a big part, and then like you could tell like she couldn't do it, and he's like putting himself like he's at least like
287 pounds, Ryan.
I'm not saying like I get it. I'm just like at least make it. You're fucking wrestlers. Like make it look real. Like
right.
That's what you do for a living. Like
that's so hard. I'm great at my job. Why can't you be great at yours? So Cactus gets back in the ring. We've got a chair to the gut. Then Cactus hits a low blow, the first of two low blows. I think this is the one where he basically like mule kicked from behind Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And then he hits the sunset flip, which I remember we saw. He did that move as Cactus Jack to Sting many, many episodes ago. So a sunset flip is basically your opponent is kind of like bent over. They're like, oh, my tummy, bent over. And you do a flip over them and you grab their hips and you kind of twirl them over so that their shoulders on the mat and you can pin them. Cactus Jack used to do that on the outside of the ring. He would jump from the ring to the floor and like do it. And he'd basically take a big splat bump, like a flipping splat onto the concrete, and then gently flip their opponent over, which was always just brutal to watch from that perspective. But we've got Hunter gets taken down briefly. Chyna runs in. She hits Mick Foley with a chair to the head. That's not enough. Cactus, he then blocks the second attempt at a chair shot. He throws the chair down. Hunter hits him from behind. And then Chyna is sandwiched between the chairs and Cactus Jack. And that effectively is taking her out of the rest of the match.
Yeah, that was the most brutal move of the match. Like, she looked, I mean...
It looked good. I think she was protected. I'm sure she was not hurt in any real way, but it looked great.
Yeah, it did.
So now we've got a fully fledged one-on-one match. Chyna, again, she's out of the equation. We've got a big suplex on the ramp, which anytime I see moves on that fucking ramp, that ramp has no give to it whatsoever, so it's always impressive to me.
It's not like a mat. Trampoline, style. Like,
it's not a fucking trampoline. Hunter with a second trash can. Now we've got a little Rubbermaid deal, trash can to the head. Then he brings out a snow shovel, which I think he used once and then discarded it very quickly. Cactus is then just thrown back first. That's always one of my favorite Mick Foley bumps, is just the violent grab him by the hair, throw him backwards, and it just looks so vicious.
That one was bad. That looked like it hurt. Sold it well.
Absolutely. And so while Cactus is kind of down selling that, that's when Hunter Hearst Helmsley grabs a table. And so we see the table. It's definitely not the tables that they would go on to use in later years. This is kind of like a rudimentary 1997 table. They both climb up on top of it. There was some bowing of the middle of the table, but again, we're talking about upwards of 500 pounds centralized in one spot of this table, so it's not shocking to me that it would bow.
Like some plywood ass shit right there. Like,
okay, what's your point?
If that's not a table. I don't know if it looked really hard. I thought they were just going to come out and like that thing was not going to flex because it looked like a pretty sturdy piece of wood. Maybe a few 2x4s on that or something, like, but
it was thick.
That thing, it was thick. But that thing, I think, shattered pretty easily.
I mean, you want it to, but yes.
Right. Like, but I mean,
I don't know what your complaint is about this fucking table.
It just like once they got on it, you could tell that it was like a dip. You could put some water in there to be a pool,
that's bullshit. It was 500 fucking pounds on top of the fucking table. How many tables could you put 500 pounds on that are like that style of table? Like, I don't understand.
Have you ever stood on a deck, Eric? Have you ever stood on a fucking wood deck? You got a bunch of people out there. Does that thing bow that much?
This is not a deck. This is a table. I'm
just saying, Eric.
A single piece of wood.
I'm just saying.
Maybe 7 feet long.
Okay,
great. Anyways, way to shit on the fucking end of the match, you asshole. So they're both on top of the table. Hunter signals for his finishing move, the pedigree. Cactus with his second low blow of the match. Cactus then hits him with a pile driver through the table to the steel ramp, which, again, even factoring in the bowing of the table, like, that's still a fucking dangerous move. It's a steel ramp underneath both of your bodies, so it's still, like, Very impressive. There's a pinfall, which is basically like Cactus Jack. He's done for. He's spent. He has just enough energy to get like an arm over Triple H. They count the pin 1, 2, 3, and as soon as that 3 goes, that's when Chyna runs in, but she's just a second too late, and Cactus Jack wins the match, which brings Ryan's record up to 39, 33-1. He's on a 3-match winning streak. Everybody. What a comeback. That's the biggest story of this whole thing. What a comeback for Ryan.
That's what I do. I get down and I get back up.
He's a regular Chumbawamba over here, this guy. Any other thoughts on the match before we rank it?
No, I thought it was good. I thought it was solid.
Okay. Well, that will help inform our ranking. Do some science. Let's get our beakers and our we'll put our test tubes together. We'll start mixing. Master mixologists over here. Red Robin, one of my favorite scientific establishments. They're master mixologists. But I've got the list pulled up.
I thought the special was good.
So does that mean it's going to be in our good section?
It would be in a good section, yeah.
Okay. I've never done this before. I should probably start because I have started posting. Well, I haven't started. I've been doing this for a bit. I've been posting on we have a master list of all of Ryan's rankings so far. For anyone who's curious, the good section right now, anyway, is from 19, ranking number 19, which is Andy Kaufman and Jimmy Hart versus Jerry Lawler. And then the bottom of good is Gorgeous George versus Hans Schnabel. So that is the good section as it stands right now.
I think I could put it the new 27.
So bumping down Hulk Hogan and Tenryu versus the Road Warriors. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. Right. Plus Stone Cold.
It used to be that you were below Stone Cold versus. Oh, so that was the last match that we watched. So you enjoyed this just a shade under the match that we watched last time.
Yeah, it was just right to the point, But okay. It didn't have anything spectacular. But I thought like it meant something.
Okay, all right, yeah. We've got a new 27, a new good match. It's kind of right in the thick of things. We'll see next week how we feel about that match. We'll see if we kind of break up this whole middle of good. I don't know. Maybe it'll be really great. Maybe it'll be something you hate a lot. I don't know. I'm not Ryan's father. I can't predict what he's going to do. He's a real wild card, that guy.
One thing you could do one time, maybe.
Stop clicking while you're talking, please.
Play the same match. Just a random match and see if it gets re-ranked at the same spot.
I don't know that I would do that. I don't know that I would waste an episode dedicated to the same match we'd already done, but I am considering in the near future, there's only one match that pisses me off on that list.
Which one?
It is currently 12. Chris Champion versus Don Valentine. I am considering for a future episode where we have a little bit less backstory to get into. So it's like, okay, well, we've got a little bit of time. Maybe we can do something on the side. I am considering re-ranking that one because that is literally the only one that I point to and be like, that's bullshit that is there.
It's like too low or too high?
It's way too fucking high. Right now, that is in the great. And you can even see if you scroll to the right, I don't know how big your monitor is, it says great except the Don Valentine match. There is nothing that I would love more than to have you try and justify why that is a great match.
I see that. I've never noticed that. How long has that been there?
Since I created this revised version of this list. But that may happen, maybe not next episode, but the following episode, I'm giving that consideration. So we will see if that takes place or not. We'll see how long my notes are. I will say, not to scare anybody off, but so you remember the Montreal Screwjob episode, Ryan? The one where there was some bullshit. Vince McMahon was like, I want to get the title off of Bret Hart, and I'm gonna say that he gave up, but he didn't really give up, that sort of thing. Do you not fucking remember this?
I heard there's like 70 matches, man. Like
it was like 3 or 4 episodes ago.
But don't call me out. Like
all the contract shit. Like we talked about contracts.
Oh yeah.
10 years or 20 years, $10 million, etc.
Yes.
Anyway, That one was, I think, the longest set of notes I put to date. I was curious about how many, like what the word count on it was, so I copy pasted it into Word. It was 1,600 words. My notes were.
Yeah, it's hard to say what that breaks down to, like, because you say a lot of words.
But, that's a good point. And again, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I'm not going to reveal what this match is. I took a look at my notes for next episode. It was over 2,000. So I was like, these are the longest notes that I've ever put together for a match. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I may end up cutting that down a bit. We shall see. But we've got a new 26. So we got to end this thing. I know it sucks. I know you wish that we could just talk forever. We could spend all of our time together. I know you wish, like, I know it's 8:00, but can Ryan just please not eat any chicken tonight? But he has to eat chicken. Starving. He has to eat. He's starving. He's had, how much tequila have you had so far, Ryan?
Enough.
He's been drinking out of a mug. He's been drinking tequila out of a mug, and he hasn't eaten any. You've eaten spinach today, is that correct?
Seaweed.
Seaweed chips?
Yeah. Yeah, they're like the little dried pieces of seaweed.
Gosh, he's just getting cut up. We're going to see his abs this time next year. He's just going to be all shredded up. Can't wait to see this.
I'll show up at the camping trip,
Please, yeah, there you go. Be there for it. But let's finish this thing with a little segment I like to call, and the world likes to call, Eric's Wisdom Tree. I added a little bit of Metallica James Hetfield on the end there. Light bulbs are fucking bullshit. So let me expand upon that, because that's the only note that I have for this fucking wisdom. But I knew when I went to Home Depot earlier today, my wisdom was going to be light bulbs are fucking bullshit. How many fucking things do we need on light bulbs? I've been in my home now for, I think just over 4 years. Mm-hmm. There are so many different fucking light fixtures in this home. I think I legitimately have over 15 to 20 different styles of light in my house right now. And like, I'm removing the bulbs and I'm trying to like look at them to be like, okay, what should I be replacing this with? And like, it'll show watts. It'll show lumens. It'll show the number of volts. It's showing me all these different things. It's like, I don't need this. Just tell me what I need to replace you. And that's all that I fucking need. And then Ryan, when I go to fucking Home Depot, it'll say 60 watts, but you know what? It's only using 13. And it's like, fucking tell me the watts that it is so I know that I'm not fucking blowing my fucking shit up, and that's all that I want to know. Like, there has to be an easier way than just going to Home Depot and be like, duh, am I looking for lumens or am I looking for watts? Like, this fucking shit needs to end. I understand we're just past the election season. Does there need to be election reform? Yes. Am I in favor of ranked choice voting? Yes. Am I in favor of a multi-party system beyond just two? Yes. But all of these are secondary to fucking light bulbs. All of it.
Wow. I came on here fired up.
Ridiculous. Like,
you got me fired up.
Here's what let me pull up my fucking phone right now. Oh, wait, did I delete that note already? I might have already. Once, this is important enough for me. I know exactly where it is. Give me 1 second. I swear to God, I will not keep you from your chicken for more than just 2 minutes. Okay, I'm reading this thing. Utilitech, that's the name of the company. 13 watts, which, for the record, if you go to Home Depot or any lighting store, it doesn't say 13 watts. It says 60 watts, but only uses 13. No logic in that. 13 watts, 120 WAC, 60 hertz, capital H, lowercase z. I don't know what that means. 60 hertz, 210 MA, lowercase m, uppercase A, 300 lumens, 800? I can't read it. 900. 900 lumens, and all this information. I don't need that level of detail. I just need to know what fucking lights to get. Is there an easy way to do this? Am I an idiot?
I mean...
You were a homeowner, Ryan. You tell me.
I just look at the light that was existing, and I'm like, this light looks pretty similar. I'm going to plug this thing in, and see, hopefully...
Wait, so you were just going, if you saw this light, it's a little curly Q pigtail, you would just go to a store and be like, oh, that looks like a curly Q light? That's all you would do?
Yeah.
What? Really? Is it that? It's not that easy. That's probably like a bad idea.
I've never had an issue with it. I've never had it.
You were only a homeowner for like a fucking year and a half. But so I went to the store. I went to Home Depot earlier today. I screwed all my light bulbs back in, and I shit you not, each time that I did it, when I turned the light on, I made this face, like a ooh face, and I shied away, thinking like, if this bursts, I'm fucked. Like, this is a bad idea. But like, there needs to be a website or something where you can just plug in, this is my light, and then it's just like, you need this.
Well, how did you even go about like finding that light? Like, did you one light went out? Did you just take the bulb off and look to see like what it was? It probably says it on there somewhere, right?
Well, that's what I was just reading. I was just reading all the stuff.
That's the old light.
Yes, this is the light that burned out. Correct.
Yeah, so you just go to Home Depot, you get on your little app, and you punch in like the little, hey, this is the light, and you go find a light, you plug it back in. Like,
are you not listening to me, Ryan?
I'm just telling you, like, I'm trying to give you, like,
it's giving me a combination of things that I can't possibly replicate at a Home Depot.
Put it up to the screen. Let me see what's up. Where's the?
You can't read it. You're not going to be able to read it. You've had way too much tequila to fucking read this.
You're scared right now.
I'm not scared. I'll send you a picture of it, but hold on. Where is it? It's all that you're not going to be able to read. It's tiny text.
Well, it's your camera.
I
can't.
I'll send you a picture if you really want to just fucking like be a dick and refute everything I'm saying.
Okay, I'm not.
Here's the biggest problem. Here's the biggest problem. Then you can say your thing. Then you can say your thing after I say the biggest problem.
No, I don't. You go ahead. Yeah.
The biggest problem is this thing says 13 watts. If you go to a store, they don't have lights that just say 13 watts. They say 60 watts, but only uses 13 because we're in the age of fucking LED and all this other shit, so it's trying to like give you this false equivalency. I don't need these things that it's giving me. Just tell me like how I don't blow my house up and give me the lights I need, and that's all.
But you just... Eric, do you turn the electricity off like before you, or not? You don't have to switch the breakers, but do you turn the light off at least?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay. So I don't like all you have to do is fucking just plug it in and turn the light back on, and basically 100% of the time it just works.
I'm sure that if you have a mismatch of like wattage or something like that, that would be bad for your home.
Has that ever happened to you?
No, because I always make a point to like try and find like something that's equivalent.
Eric, I'm gonna unscrew one of these light bulbs that's sitting on my seat, and I'm gonna plug in the most powerful fucking light bulb I can find, and I'm gonna sit there, and I'm not gonna like cringe. I'm just gonna turn the light back on. And if the whole house goes dark, the whole neighborhood shuts down, I'll know I fucked up, and I'll come back on and say, Eric, you know what? You're right about all the stress, but nothing's gonna fucking happen.
Take it a step further. When you turn the light on, make sure your tongue's on that light bulb.
Eric, come on, dude. This is not a 9-volt battery we're talking
Put your money
about,
where your mouth is, Ryan. Put your tongue on it. # put your tongue on it.
You just gotta trust your instinct, all right?
So you don't have a solution for this. You're just saying, fuck it, let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go get the most corresponding light bulb to like what this was. I'm gonna plug it in, and if I have to like type in a little code on the app, no big deal. I'm gonna go find it. It's all good. I was a homeowner for 2 years. I know codes. I know Home Depot codes.
This is the second time. What's the app? What are you talking about with the app? What's the app?
There's a Home Depot. Okay, so you go into Home Depot. You need a thing. You go, you punch in the thing, and it just tells you which aisle it's on and which section it's in, and then you go buy it. Like,
is this true?
Super. Oh, it's so easy. Like I wouldn't go to Home Depot without this app.
See that? So here's, and this isn't related to the light bulb thing, although it did piss me off too. I fucking went to Home Depot not for like a ton of things. I needed a couple of light bulbs, and I needed a new flapper for my toilet, and then I needed a filter for my furnace. And I went to the furnace filter section, and guess what? I needed an 18 by 25 furnace filter. They had every other combination of sizes. They did not have mine.
So you go to Lowe's. You get the app.
I don't even know where the...
Yeah.
You just fucking twisted the fucking knife in my heart. I can't deal with this anymore. I just wanted to get my thing out, and you're just... I'm not looking for answers here, Ryan, although I kind of am, but all I just want is someone to listen to me and vent to, and you're not giving me that, and I hate you for it.
I am still going to plug in the most powerful light bulb that I can find in this
You and I
to
both
see
know
what
that
happens.
you're not going to do that.
I am. One of them is actually out right now. Actually, hold on a second.
I thought he was like super hungry, but apparently he's not fucking hungry enough to like... What's he doing? His light's on. Oh gosh. Okay. Ryan versus the headphones.
Yeah, I mean, there's a SKU number, there's a model number. I mean, like, this is not that. It's a fucking light bulb.
SKU number? Well, what the fuck? What do you mean SKU number?
SKU number on there. And there's a model number, and there's an SW number. I don't know what that is, but like,
I don't have a SKU number.
Yeah, I mean,
you're making it sound okay. What do you do with your fucking SKU number there, Big Shot?
Well, I'm assuming there's some like there's a model number, right? So the SKU number is probably just for them, but the model number is probably something you could like punch into their app and be like, hey, like I need this. Or why not? Like if you're so stressed about it, bring the light bulb into one of the guys, the electricians there. Be like, hey, like I just need this.
One of the electricians, yeah, one of the many electricians on site at Home Depot.
Okay, you know, there's a lot of old fucking electricians who like, for some reason they don't want to retire, and they're like, I just want to work at Home Depot, and you bring it to them, and you're like, hey, like, can you just help me out, like find this this model, like this kind of light bulb? They're like, oh yeah, no worries, like.
Have you ever seen a 1990s comedian? You know that men don't ask for directions.
Yeah, I do. I'm not born in that era, all right? I'm a new era guy. Like I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, you do. Okay, fine. Well, I'm going to send you a picture of this, Ryan, and you can tell me if there's something I'm fucking missing, but I feel like I've got it pretty well in hand. Again, the bulbs that I bought, they work. So, like, that's the most important thing, but still, it's bullshit that I have to jump through. It took far longer than it needed to, because light bulbs need a revamp, everybody. We just need to create, like, a fucking system here, assign different bulbs, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I need an 8. And then you just buy an 8 light bulb. And then maybe, like, your little corkscrew...
That'd be great.
Pig dick style bulbs are like a fucking... Oh, that's a B level. So you need a B8 or something like this is easy. I'm just saying it out loud, and this is already a better system than we have. But anyway, I can tell Ryan's hungry. He's getting mercury poisoning from handling his existing light bulb. Our next episode will be back right before Christmas. I swear I will be calmed down by then. It will be December 15th. So expect to see that. Rumpus time. I don't know what we'll talk about. Ryan will rank something. It'll be a good time. Join us, won't you? But if you're not hard... No, that is it. That is it. I made myself laugh. I forgot that was the thing.
Yeah, you had it exactly right. Like,
yeah, I was like, who would say that? If you're not hard, get hard. Once you get hard, stay hard. That is all, folks.
I hate to say it, a little authentic.